understand you want to, you want to make your presence known. You want to be taken serious, but you're going about it the wrong way. You're moving way too fast. You're making too many power moves. You're letting go of, big names and a lot of likability in these people.
Absolutely. Welcome to the SA Files. This is your host, Bully Spirit, and today, faster than a teenager drunk on prom night, more powerful than a AA vibrator, able to leap Lego buildings in a single bound, the smoothest head in podcasting, he is Crazy Cat. What's up, dude? What's going on?
As always, great to be back.
Yes, sir. Always is. Always is. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm glad you're back because we are going to start hot. A lot of shit going on in the news, man. Don't know if you have heard.
Pray tell.
DC is going through some shit right now. Shit hit the fan.
DC World.
DC World. Yes, sir. DCEU. The DC movies, the live movies. They're going to shit.
Things.
Everything's just falling apart. Are you aware of what's going on?
I've heard a couple of things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of depending on you to inform me more.
Let's back it up. Let me catch you up. So the guy who directed the Guardians of the Galaxy,
yes.
So James Gunn, he got fired by Marvel because he was canceled for something, and then they regretted it and they brought him back, and he's going to continue to direct Guardians 3, but they pissed him off, and he has gone over to DC. He is going to become the Kevin Feige of DC. He's going to be the big dog, the guy running the show. All DC movies are going to go under his watch now. So he's going to be the guy over there.
Dang.
And with that, he is bringing a lot of change. Basically, he wants to reboot the DC world. And he's making a lot of hard decisions that not everybody is happy with. For starters, The Rock, he just came out with that Black Adam movie. And at the end of that movie, Henry Cavill made a cameo as Superman. Okay? He hasn't played Superman in it's been years. Like, he did the Man of Steel movie and he did the Justice League movies, and then gone, silence. Like, it was almost as if he was done playing Superman. He was not coming back. But in Black Adam, he came back. Everyone was super happy. Even when I saw that dude, like, I was excited for it. It's like, holy shit, he's back. I mean, the guy's awesome. He's an awesome Superman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
And then James Gunn, he comes in. He gets hired. And then basically he says, Henry Cavill, you're out. You are no longer going to be my Superman going forward. So, and that was like a month apart. When he came back, like a month later, that's when Henry Cavill got canned. And, not the most popular decision amongst the internet. From what I see, it's 50-50. Some people are flaming pissed off, and the other half is like, okay, well, if he's going to reset everything, reboot, do it right. And you have to kind of reboot everything. And that's kind of what he's doing. They took Wonder Woman 3 that was already written. It was almost ready to go. James Gunn took a look at it. He hated the script, and he said, no, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, you're out. It's not happening. So she's basically
he canned
out.
He canned the movie, or he canned her? Like,
that part's unclear. We don't know if it was just the movie or her, the actress, as Wonder Woman is out. It's unclear right now. But let me go on to the next one, which might give you a clue of what's happening with Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa, the guy who plays Aquaman, he got canned, basically, as Aquaman. He's being discontinued. After this movie, he's done playing Aquaman. He's out. And there are even rumors that for the new rebooted James Gunn DC, there's a strong possibility that he'll come back, but not as Aquaman. He'll come back as a different character. He wants to play somebody else. He wants to play a Superman villain named Lobo. He's very excited for that. But does that mean that he's out as Aquaman? Pretty good chance he's out. He's done. Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's The Flash. The Flash is coming out pretty soon. I was super excited for this movie. I was hoping this is the one that's going
Dude,
to
you want to tell me
set DC back
too?
on. Yeah. Well, it's going to get played. They've already filmed and completed everything, and it's ready to go. But the actor, he fucked up. He did a whole bunch of stupid shit that I'm not going to get into right now. But he did a lot of stupid shit that got him in a lot of trouble. So there was big rumors that he was going to be recasted anyways. So might as well. You might as well recast him and, get a new Flash, start that franchise over. Oh, and back to The Rock. There was a whole thing that went on where he was pushing for Black Adam versus Superman. He was doing a lot of work, a lot of promotion, trying to get Henry Cavill to come back. And when he did do that, Henry Cavill out. And then James Gunn was like, oh, yeah, there's probably not going to be a Black Adam 2. And Rock he was pretty pissed about that. He was not happy. He did a whole bunch of stuff on social media saying, oh, but my movie was profitable, this and that. And it kind of turns out that it wasn't 100% accurate. And yeah, it was a mess. It was a huge mess. But the end result was The Rock is not going to be a part of phase 1 of this new rebooted DC movie world. Can he come back in the future? Maybe, possibly. But strong possibility. Black Adam, he's out. It's done. It's over with. Lots of shit going on, dude.
Damn,
lots of shit. Well, yeah. That's what's
that bad.
It's pretty bad. It's rough, man.
Damn, dude.
What do you think about that? Like, where do you stand? Are you happy with the recasting, with the whole, reboot everything, or have they continued to move forward with what they got now?
I don't feel like anything was broken there. I would have just stayed with what I have. Be happy with what you got. Everybody else is happy with it. Keep moving forward. Okay, there's always going to be a couple of haters out there, obviously, but I think it was great. I was happy with it. The casting was great. Like I said, that was my favorite Superman, honestly.
Yeah, he was great
favorite Superman. I know Black Adam got some crap, but I still enjoyed it. I thought Aquaman was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Agreed.
I went in there with low standards, honest with you, but I came out really happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to. I've always liked the Flash. I've always been a fan of the Flash, so I'm always looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big fan of the casting of the Flash, but it's okay.
All right.
I'll live.
And the last one that I forgot to mention, Ben Affleck as Batman. Ben, good old Ben. So there was a thing with him as well a few years back where he was supposed to get a solo Batman movie, and it never happened. DC, they took it away from him, and he basically said, yeah, I don't want to be Batman anymore. And he was out for a long time, but they brought him back for the Justice League Snyder Cut, and he had a much better experience. A lot of the actors had a much better experience. It was a whole different director. And he even came back very, very recently for Aquaman 2. He was going to do a cameo. He filmed a cameo, and it's kind of funny because on set, him and Jason Momoa were like taking a break out back, and a whole bunch of fans saw them on a bus, like a tour bus. They were driving around the lot on the tour bus, and they spotted them outside, and Ben was like, oh, crap, don't look at me. But Jason Momoa was like, oh, hey, you guys caught us. But yeah, and then he kind of broke the news on social media, like, yeah, we got busted. Yeah, Batman's going to be in my movie or something like that, right? Like, and it was exciting, It was like Ben's back. They got him to come back, which was going to be awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
he did pretty good. I like him as Batman, not bad.
Yeah, dude, like, I know that you said that they should continue with what they got, But dude, like okay, you know me. I'm a fan of like, you know, Marvel and DC and comic books and all that stuff, all these comic movies, and I absolutely like the Marvel movies a lot more than I do the DC ones. They're just not up there for me quality wise. DC's just not there. And even though I do like the casting and some of the movies are good, they're better than expected. Like you said, Wonder Woman was better than I expected. Aquaman was better than expected. Batman, I wanted to see more of Ben play Batman because I feel like there wasn't enough Batman on screen. You know, it was just here and there.
Yeah.
And then Superman, well, Henry Cavill, you know, it would have been nice to see him back. But me not being happy with all these previous movies, maybe a reboot, a clean sweep, just start over fresh. Maybe that is the right way to go. Maybe. I was excited for stuff like The Flash. I was ready to see, you know, him interact with Tim Burton's Batman, Michael Keaton in that movie. You know, I'm still excited to see that, but I'm curious how they're going to reboot everything. And I don't know, man. I think that the DC world right now is a mess and it needs to be cleaned up. And I think James Gunn is on the right track, but he's making a lot of decisions that don't exactly make everybody happy. But I guess someone's going to make these hard decisions, you know? So I don't know, man. I'm give or take, you know, I don't know if I want it, if I don't want it. I'm just.
All right. I see where you're going with it.
Mm-hmm.
My take on it, well, like, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge comic fan. I'm not one of those. I can't say, oh, this wasn't accurate in a movie or something like that.
Right.
I don't go for that. I go to be entertained when I go watch those movies.
Okay.
I love Marvel movies. I love Marvel, my favorite overall. DC is some good stuff out there as well, but I'm with you on that one. I'm a much bigger Marvel fan.
Right.
But I think Homeboy is moving way too fast. He's moving too fast. He needs to slow it down.
Okay.
I understand you want to make your presence known. You want to be taken serious and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going about it the wrong way. You're moving way too fast. You're making too many power moves to get into that position.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're letting go, you know, big names and a lot of likability in these people.
Absolutely.
I mean, the reason you're making the money is because people like the character who's playing the character. That's why they pay to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
You start making changes, you're taking a risk, especially with likable characters like, you know, DC characters and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I remember, let's take for the Batman movies. You know, Batman 1, 2, you know, with Keaton were great.
Yes,
he did an awesome Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But then they started making all these changes. They started making different Batman. They brought, you know, Val Kilmer and George Clooney. They started making all these changes, and the movies got worse and worse, and people stopped going to see it for that reason. They didn't like the characters that were picked.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like the actors that were picked. I think certain actors are born to play certain roles. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
So making all these big changes so fast, it's not a good move. If you want to make changes, make them down the line, not right now. Find out what you have and what you can do with what you have now, and just, you know, milk it. I would milk it.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that's maybe you have a point. Maybe they could still reset everything but use the same actors. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe he is moving too fast. Maybe he could have slow burn and get it into the direction that he's going to.
You can do a reboot and still have the same people. I mean, Kevin Smith did that.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course, totally different movies, but still, you still did it with the same characters.
That's true.
And he actually called it a reboot.
Yeah, good point.
And use that example. Use Kevin Smith those movies, the Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't replace those two guys.
Yeah,
they would not be the same.
Yeah, no.
They tried it with Dumb and Dumber, and that was a bomb.
That was horrible. You're right.
Exactly, because you can't do that. You can't replace likable characters who were made for that role.
You're right.
It ruined it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's been several examples of that.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it's not too late. Maybe James Gunn is going to listen to this podcast and he's going to be like, "Oh, CK's right. CK is right. Let me undo what I did." Henry Cavill, come back.
Yeah,
I believe it.
He's always searching for these kind of podcasts.
Yeah, of course. He's going to be like, "CK, you know that guy, that Houstonian guy who lives in Utah? I'm going to listen to that guy." Yeah.
I'll see how that goes.
Oh, man.
That was my take on it. That's how I feel about it.
All right. Well, 2 different opinions. I like it. Awesome.
I think he's power hungry is what it is.
Oh. Maybe. You think he just wants to
he likes
swing his
to
dick
be
around?
at that top position. Mm-hmm.
He just wants to swing his dick around?
I'm sorry, what he's doing what? When did I get right?
Swing his dick around? Just
That's what you said, alright.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Per CK. That's what's happening. Yeah. James Gunn.
Yeah, there you go.
James Gunn. Stop fucking up, bro. Per CK.
I'm not a director, but that's not the direction I would go. Again, I'm not a director. I don't know that. The behind the scenes stuff really works, but that's just not something I would do.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I don't have a clue what I would do. Like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know what's the right move to do. Whatever happens, I mean, I'm gonna keep watching and just see what happens. If I don't like it, well, sucks. I don't really get a say in it, so.
I got you on that one.